Hey guys and gals, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming, and so if you know me on Twitter, The Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Tennis Ace June's Path. So before we jump into it, just wanted to let y'all know that our Patreon is now for as little as $5. Y'all can help support the channel, get some awesome rewards like permanent access to our community Discord server and full access to upcoming Not Safe for Work videos. Whew. Anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back in. Alarm chain you are up, and let's go, baby girl. Alright, once again I am standing outside of my own classroom waiting around for a certain tiger to appear. And once again, as is usual, he is late. Please tell me he didn't cause another accident today. My attention is immediately snapped back to reality when June's rotund figure appears by the door. He shuts it behind his back before leaning back onto it and sighing deeply. Is everything okay? The little tiger looks up at me with a weary expression, not even at all fazed by my appearance. Hey, Witchy-san. Yeah, I'm fine. You sure? You don't look fine. He lifts his hand up to chest height, waving it dismissively. Yeah, I'm just tired, that's all. Doing this stuff for 4 days kind of takes it out of you. How come you were late again today? You didn't get into another accident, did you? No, my replacement was late, so I had to stick around until he arrived because I couldn't leave the place short-staffed. Come to think of it, I did see one of our classmates walking into the restaurant with the waiter uniform. I guess that explains that. Do you want to take some time to just breathe and relax before we set out? Could we? That'd be great. Yeah, if he's actually agreeing with my idea of resting, then I know he's really exhausted. June, don't push yourself so hard, okay? Knowing him, I can almost guarantee he will eventually. Honestly, he's more stubborn than the proverbial mule. It really makes me want to give him a good, firm kick to the ass sometimes. By the way, Yuichi-san, do you have any idea what you want us to do today? Yep, I have a few things planned out that I think you'll like. Like what? Well, we already agreed that we wanted to see that play the second years are putting on. I passed by there yesterday and got a brochure with the times and explaining the play itself. Ooh, that's interesting. I didn't even tell you what it's about yet. How are you already thinking it's interesting? I'm sure I'll find it interesting anyway. Anyway, I also checked and saw that the video game club set up an arcade so that we can go check that out. An arcade? How did they even manage to do that? I have no idea. Maybe they rented a few machines for the day. All I know is that people have been saying they have quite a few good games, so we can go try that. Yeah, that sounds really fun! Before I noticed it, I put my hand on top of June's head and began calmly petting like that was the most normal thing in the world. Oh, sorry. No, it's okay. Heh, looks like you perked up quite a bit already. I have. How about we go to the arcade? All this because you want to play games? Well, the brochure you gave me says the play won't start until a few hours from now, so it's not like we have anything else to do. I suppose that's a good point. Alright, follow me and try not to get swept up by this sea of people on the floor below. If you think it's packed here, wait till you see downstairs. I suppose it's too much to hope that there won't be many people at the arcade. Yep, it most certainly is. Aww. The two of us walk into the dimly lit room. Immediately, we see a multitude of colorful flashing lights coming from the myriad of machines spread around the place in neat lines. The place is far more packed than I thought it'd be, with barely any room to maneuver by the entrance. June. Thank you, y'all. Oh, yes, that's so good. Bing cherry mixed with strawberry bubbly water is an absolutely delicious concoction. I guess that's because there's only one very narrow door to function as both an entrance and an exit. And they even have the single cash register right next to the door, with the smallest looking stoat standing in front of it, frantically doing many tasks all at once to service the ever-growing line of customers. Considering her height, I'd guess the girl is a middle schooler, but since I know such a thing is pretty impossible, maybe she's a freshman? Come on, June, let's get... I feel a tight squeeze around my arm, and without even having to turn to look, I already groan in exasperation. Can't you try to hold it together for just a little bit? The entrance might be packed, but the place looks okay by the machines. We'll be out of the mob's hair in just a few. Nope, no response at all. Yeah, his brain is shut off pretty good again. It's been a good while since he's done this, too. I guess hoping his experience at the festival had made him improve at dealing with crowds was just a pipe dream. I try to ignore the shivering tourniquet I have wrapped like a vice grip around my arm as I stand in line. Soon I can feel some slight tingling that continues to grow more and more as time goes by. Yep, it's official. I can't feel my arm. And I might need a crowbar to pry this tiger away from me when we're finished. The sad part is, this kind of stuff doesn't even faze me anymore. Just another day in my life as I deal with June. Good afternoon. How may I help you? Good afternoon. How may I help you? The stoat girl looks up at us with an uneasy smile once our turn finally rolls around. I can barely make out her features very well considering the darkness in this room, but I have a feeling that her eyes are a deep amber. Hi. Me and my friend want to buy a few tokens for games. Oh, we don't actually use tokens, we use cards. She opens a drawer underneath her register and pulls out a credit card-looking plastic thingy and has a magnetic bar on the back, gesturing to it with a smile. See? We load credits into the cards, and every machine has a card reader that debits them when swiped. How the hell did you guys manage to get all this set up? My class barely even managed to clear enough of a budget to get gas burners for the restaurant. The girl's smile becomes a little more open at my question. She adjusts herself where she stands and clears her throat. You see, the video game club is one of the most popular in school. Every year, we make a lot of different highly profitable displays and use the funds from those to bolster our budgets for the next year. That way, our members can always have the best experiences possible during the festival, and everyone gets to have fun. Isn't it great? Huh. I don't even remember seeing the video game club's events for the past 2 years. Guess I wasn't paying much attention. Her shoulders sag at my apparent lack of enthusiasm. She stares up at me with a furrowed eyebrow. I see. Anyway, how much is a session in each of the machines? However quickly her disappointment came, she put herself back together just as quickly and was back to her professional demeanor in no time, straightening her back and clearing her throat once more. There we go. Each PlayStation ranges from 150 to 400 yen, but it depends on what machine you're looking to use. That's a little pricier than a regular arcade, but then again, I imagine it couldn't have been cheap to rent all these machines for the duration of the festival. She smiles and nods, not saying another word to my statement. Okay, I'll take a card for me and one for my friend. Load them up with about 2,000 yen each. That should be enough. Let me just warn you that if you don't finish spending all the money before you leave, you'll still be asked to return the card and it'll be swiped clear of any funds. Sure, that's fine. Could you please hurry up? I really can't feel my left arm anymore. Hang on, let me just try to get my wallet here. I awkwardly attempt to fish my wallet out of my pocket using my right hand. The girl, who seemed to have not noticed June this entire time, finally lays eyes on the shaking tiger and gasps, Is he okay? That's debatable. He always gets like this in the middle of big crowds. Hey, Earth to June, can you let go of my arm? I kinda need it right now. Nope, no response. Oh man, this is much more troublesome than I thought it would be. Why do I always end up having to be the victim of June's panic attacks? Even when we're hanging out as a group, it's always my arm that ends up being attacked. At this rate, I'm going to end up traumatized. Hey, June, I really don't want to be rough with you, but I'm having a really hard time getting to my wallet. I can't feel any blood circulation in my arm anymore. No dice you can use to cling to my arm, shaking like one of those vibrating back massagers you can buy for a few bucks on a random street vendor. Alright, just for the record, I didn't want to have to resort to this. Resort to what? With my free hand, I pinch June's nose. Since his mouth is acting as if it were welded shut, he won't be able to breathe if I do this. Welded shut, you say? June, are you wearing a fake mouth? Wait, isn't that a bit... June lunges away from me to the side, taking a deep breath as he comes back to his senses. What are you doing, Yuichi-san? Are you trying to kill me? I'm trying to wake you. Just go stand by the machines before you shut down again. But... Just do what I'm telling you. I already can't feel my arm. I don't need you latching to me again. Sorry. He walks away, dragging his feet, looking incredibly crestfallen. By how dramatic he's being, a random bystander might think I just called him some of the most horrible insults known to man. That was surreal. The girl looks between the two of us with wide-open eyes, clearly not used to seeing this degree of craziness in her everyday life. No, the sad part is that it really, really wasn't. Sorry, hun, but I already deal with this on a daily basis. This sort of thing doesn't get to me anymore. I clumsily managed to scoop my wallet out of my pocket, given that my arm's range of movement is severely impaired. It's tingling so much right now. Such a weird feeling. Here you go. Sorry about the trouble. She nods politely, hesitantly taking the money I hand to her. She scans 2 cards by her machine and quickly hands them back to me with another measured smile. Thank you. I hope you'll enjoy your stay. I nod and flash her a smile, walking off towards the rows of machines and looking for June. I finally spotted him watching another person playing an old 16-bit. The machine had a second control station, probably so it could allow for 2 players. In the game, an oddly skimpily dressed soldier would walk through a side-scrolling map while shooting a horde of weird-looking alien things and picking power-ups for his weapons. Are we talking about Contra here? Because that sounds like Contra. The guy playing the game seemed to be pretty good at it, because the amount of projectiles flying at him was nothing short of insane, and yet he would dodge all of them. It sounds like Contra. Jumping, ducking, sliding, all sorts of gravity-defying maneuvers were executed to allow him to dodge the barrage of bullets. But eventually, one bullet just slightly grazed him, and that caused his character to immediately explode into a 16-bit gore fest. Yikes. Ah, Yuichi-san! June finally seemed to notice my presence. He was probably too engrossed in the game to care before. The boy playing got up from the machine without another word and walked off, stomping on his way out, clearly frustrated. Ooh, excuse me. This one's got your attention? Yeah, I've played it before, although it was the console version, which isn't all that great in my opinion. Really? Why not? It doesn't allow for 2 players. It's pretty laggy. It sometimes has trouble rendering all the bullets on screen, meaning you get hit by invisible ones. Oh, that does sound pretty terrible. Yeah, it's kind of a mess. I've never played the arcade version of it. Can we give it a try? It allows for 2 players. Sure, what's this game called anyway? Oh, the name is Dune Wolf. He plays a duo of veteran soldiers in the middle of a war somewhere in a place with a deep jungle before the Earth gets invaded by aliens and you have to fight back. Instead of, a concrete jungle. That doesn't really make much sense. The game is from the 80s, so you shouldn't expect a marvel of storytelling from it. I'm surprised you can say that with a straight face when you love games so much. Just because I love them doesn't mean I can't be realistic about their issues. Games a few years back really sucked in terms of story. Hell, I've once played an RPG where the only line of dialogue in the whole game was in the very opening sequence where the king just said, "Oh no, the princess was taken, please save her," and that was it. That's not very good, yeah. To say the least. The soundtrack was pretty good, though, considering it was an 8-bit game. You always have comments on game soundtracks, don't you? Yeah, it's my favorite thing to pay attention to. Do you have any idea what kind of company you'd work for once you got a job as a composer? I don't even know if I'd get one. I'm not sure. It's not a sure thing by any definition of the word. Oh, come on, you've got so much talent. Sure you will. Even if that is true, just having talent isn't enough. You need a lot of luck to make do in a highly competitive environment. Sometimes the most talented people get passed over. That's a really pessimistic view on things, June. I'm just being realistic. Sometimes even if you have a lot of talent, you might lack in interpersonal skills or you might not have many connections. It takes a lot of luck to be successful. Just being talented won't be enough. So is this a important choice? I can know. Now, if someone in the comments could tell me, I'd appreciate that. What's wrong? You're making a weird face. Oh, you could tell, huh? June cocks his head to the side, eyeing me with suspicion. I can't bring myself to agree with you there. Just hear me out, okay? If we're speaking logically, then maybe you might be right, but I just don't like that thought process, you know? To me, it just sounds like admitting defeat even before it happens. It sounds like you're preparing yourself to lose even before you do is just soften the blow. That way, when things finally go wrong, you can say, "Oh well, there was nothing I could do about that." I don't like it. You're convincing yourself it's okay to fail instead of trying your hardest. Yuichi-san, of course you probably don't need to hear this from me. No one knows your future career better than you do, so I'm probably just an idiot who knows nothing and is disagreeing out of principle. Not at all. I really appreciate it. You do? Yeah, it makes me happy to know you care so much about it. This might be the silly, but it kind of gives me a confidence boost. Without saying a word, I reach for the top of his head again, petting the tiger and scratching his chin leisurely. I feel a pleasant vibration on his neck as I continue to do it, which just makes me want to keep going. Crap, I really shouldn't be doing things like this in public. By the way, did you get the tokens so we can play? Oh, right. June snaps me back to reality and I dig into my pockets for the 2 plastic cards I was given. Here you go. I've loaded 2,000 yen into each of these, so we should be able to play for a while. Ooh, I've never been to a place that used cards before. They're pretty common in commercial arcades nowadays, but I don't think they'd use them in this one. I guess you can tell I haven't been to an arcade in a few years, huh? Just a little. We both swipe our cards into the player 1 and player 2 slots. Alright, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to give a quick shout out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank you all for all you do for the channel. We greatly appreciate the support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silvermoon. Thank you for going a bit above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you to our gold tier patron, Amr. You're awesome. We love you. Thank you for subbing to our ultimate tier. Anyway, if y'all want to get your names in the credits, get access to our Not Safe for Work contents as little as $5. Alrighty, I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!